Welcome back to a casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. I'm on the lookout, the hunt, you may say, for a Ra victory. I don't think we've casted a single one, and it's not from lack of trying. Ra has been getting beaten by everyone, and we'll see if it is going to happen today. We've got one Kitten Claw playing. This is actually Neon Racing Cat, top 10 player. He says, I'll show you how to get a Ra victory. So we're watching him live on the ladder, but he's got an opponent coming up who's no slouch. Miniyeti gonna be playing as Freyr today. Now I gotta say, if I was gonna pick a tough opponent for Ra, Freyr isn't usually a Pantheon, a major god that comes to mind as far as like a formidable opponent. So we'll see. Now Miniyeti might have been grinding him, and you know, maybe there's secrets of Freyr yet to be unlocked. But we'll see. Can Kitten Claw, we'll call him just for the sake of the video since that's his name now. Can Kitten Claw take a victory off of Miniyeti with Ra? He might be the first Ra victory on the channel if he does. I lied. We got one. I think I saw like one recon game 2 years ago. Okay, so we got some dwarves out here on the gold gathering. That gold, little faster gatherers out on the elk. It's got 2 villagers on wood. So pretty basic Norse opening down on the south side. We got an early monument. We'll see. The early monument, he's actually not empowering the monument either. He's empowering the granary is how he's decided to do this. I'm not sure if he's going to build out some... He is going to build some obelisks. I was kind of curious if he would. Sometimes you don't always see it. Going with a rather early pickaxe upgrade for the Egyptians. So Egyptians are get gold heavy. He's decided to go for that rather early on. He actually, you can see, chopped from the straggler tree just to get enough to get that upgrade. So looking pretty good. So I see in the chat, haven't been playing much Age of Mythology. Why is Ra difficult? Well, I think that it's mostly just it's just kind of the balance the game is right now. There's just a lot of underwhelming things about Ra, and I think one of the things that makes it particularly challenging is in Legacy Age of Mythology, Ra was one of the best civs. Rain was super good because there wasn't much food on the map. Now look at this. We got food here, we got food here, we got food here. In fact, they just buffed it so that now berries gather at the same rate as hunts. So what does all that mean? There's not much incentive to go for rain, right? Early on, certainly. Maybe later in the game, yeah, sure, you can. But all that to be said, you start the game with a god power that you're essentially not going to use, or you might use in the heroic mythic age, right? So it doesn't really do you any favors for a good maturity of the game. And honestly, like if I made it to the mythic age, I'm probably already winning, and I'm usually dead by then. But so I don't think it helps. Having rain pretty much is made a lot more obsolete in Retold. Now, obviously, lots of changes in Retold all around, but I think that's one thing. There's also things like, okay, when you look at their age up options, a lot of them, let's go in here and we'll take a little look-see at this. When you look at these age up, it's like, okay, you go to the second age, you can get Eclipse, get Shifting Sands. Like, I think I kind of like Eclipse paired with Ancestors is nice, but look, you can't get Ancestors with them. You're going to go up with either Sebek with the Locust, which is, by the way, maybe the worst god power in the game, or you can get Citadel, which is all right. Really, Slings of the Sun, I think, is maybe one of the more viable thing with Ra is to use his Electrum Bullets and these Slings of the Sun with Slingers, but just like, none of it feels like amazing. None of this like compares to like a Flaming Weapons push or something, the Norse, or there's certainly just like, there's just a lot of things that are better. You don't have the Meteor Strike in the last age if you want to go for it. I'm sure you can get here. These upgrades are nice. Tornadoes, Son of Osiris is cool, but it's not like particularly amazing. Okay, now enough of that. Let me know in the chat, why do you think Ra has just been underperforming? I'll be curious to hear. But regardless, we got Bast here, and we're not going to see Ra underperform today. He's here to do it. So he's got the... and it's going to be Freyr on the other side, or Udler, rather. Sorry, not Udler. 2 Sphinx, so he's trained one immediately, and he's upgrading as well. So we have the Crow Sphinx, and I actually think he may perhaps trigger the Eclipse early on here, which is something I like to do when I'm playing Ra, opening up like this. Perhaps find some unsuspecting Norse villagers, and when you use Eclipse, they get their special back faster, so that spinning attack can come back multiple times. So something to consider. Okay, going for raid. Could get it. Let's see how it goes. Splits them up. Gonna be going for a raid on the wood line. He's actually getting the third upgrade. He's going for the Heroic Sphinx. I guess it's not the third upgrade, the second upgrade, but basically tier 3 Sphinx. Okay, he split them up. On the south side, gonna get chased down though. Ooh, gonna be taking a lot of damage. He just invested so much in upgrading him, and now they gotta essentially retreat. Doesn't feel great, but they may be distracted. But it looks like we've got a myth unit on the top. Let's see what he's able to do here. You guys, Sphinx gonna try to go for a raid. Villagers on food up for grabs, but he just uses spin. That thing's got to recharge, and here comes the heroes. So gotta be careful here. That's not gonna be doing a whole lot. I'm not loving it. He invested a lot of resources in upgrading these guys. They haven't really provided much value. But here we go. Axemen will be very good against this composition. But we've got the Gillenbursty being brought in right away. So this is a rather early use of this, but he's trying to defend. Gillenbursty should be able to effectively guard this town center, I would imagine. It gets slower the further away from its spawn. But yeah, you can see he's doing very good there. Gonna be able to guard that second town center. So Miniyeti looking to be doing okay. These Sphinx have not been able to get anything yet. Maybe gonna get an attack here. It's very slow to move this pig back to the other side, so he actually kind of sees where he is. Brings his Sphinx over. Gets a villager. Draws some idle time. Nice 2 villagers down there. Okay. Good micro, by the way, here out of Nyan Racing Cat. He's able to keep all his Sphinxes alive so far. Gillenbursty will run out here in about 2 more seconds. And down he goes. Holds that. A lot of Axemen will counter out any of the heroes. One thing is for certain, by training a number of Sphinx, it does kind of force your opponent to have to make these heroes, right? And then you can make a front line of Axemen to counter it. Now, kind of interesting, Miniyeti calling in this Asgardian Hill Fort rather later on. He didn't drop it early, risk maybe losing it to some Sphinx raid or something like this. He waited until he had the number of infantry so he could speed it up. But oh boy, this could be a mistake. Does he have enough to hold this? Out comes another Dragger. I'm not sure if this hill fort's going to get completed in time. He's going to retreat. He might be able to just have enough to hold it. And even with this, look at this. Able to hold against this. The Zeros don't care. The Tertiary don't care. Able to hold the fight. Nice. Nice hold there. By the way, while this was happening, we had a Sphinx raid going on. Rather low in HP. Able to hold that for now. Miniyeti under a lot of pressure. Kitten Call playing extremely aggressive, and I always say this is the way I like to play Raw. I think you gotta play aggressive. The thing is, there's a lot of people trying to play Raw like they would have played in Legacy. They're sitting back, trying to go for like a 2 TC farm build, maybe going for fast heroics, and it just doesn't feel great. A lot of other civs just do it a lot better. Said putting some heat on the opponent right away certainly feels good. I will say his opponent's sitting on 2 TC though. 2 TCs, and he's got a hill fort on a gold expansion. So he's set up pretty good. Miniyeti, though, doing a very good job at this. What was that? An obelisk. Kept all of his Sphinx alive. Nice micro out of Kitten Claw here. Very nice. Okay, and he's going to be healing those up. But I think we'll probably see an age 3 move here from Freyr soon. Most likely. He's got the gold, certainly. He's going to need some food. He's got the deer up here. He could either drop a market and just buy some food, which, man, look at that. He's listening, right? He's listening to us. He's got to be. He's got to be listening to us. Okay, we got, he'll buy age up most likely here. Yep, he does. Okay, so age up is going to be with Egger. I like it. He's going for all of the new ones. He's got the rock giant. He's able to build that up. So I'm kind of nervous at this point a little bit for Kitten Claw. He went for the 1 TC, you know, all in, should you say. Went for some rather expensive upgrades on his Sphinx. Now it's kept him alive, but not getting a whole lot of raids. He killed a few villagers now. You know, you can say, okay, he got a few, but they're on 2 TC. He still has more villagers. And now his opponent's aging up. Now he's going to be following up with Sebek. I thought he was going to. Changes up. Going over a segment. Changed it. He said, okay. He knows locusts are trash. Going to have a segment. I think the best choice here. Don't get me wrong. I love Sebek. I'm a self-proclaimed Sebek main. but I don't think it's a good idea to age up with Sebek in probably 75% or more cases. Okay, so Miniyeti just doing a really good job of turtling against this pressure. And this feels pretty good for him. He's sitting back. Dragger also an excellent myth unit for turtling, right? They shoot these arrows from pretty far away. Keep your opponent at bay, and we're seeing that using a few of these wall segments. Playing just really defensively, doing a good job. Miniyeti, a formidable opponent. I played against him, and he was crushing me on the ladder. Okay, so Age 3 is here for the Norse. Age 3 is underway for Egyptians. Let's see what they're able to do with it. There's that rock giant. Rather slow. Rather slow. You need to be careful, especially with some priests out in the field. Needs to watch out for those. These things can become pretty deadly in some raids. They can delete villagers in an instant if you blink. And this could be happening right here. Let's see what happens. Hits the raid, but perhaps doesn't do as much damage as you can. One pro tip will give you guys. I think I'm not a fan of trying to like manage the micro of these of the special attacks like manually. But I will say with the Sphinx, when you manage it manually, you can actually position those sandstorms, whatever the attack is called, sand vortex, to be do a lot more damage. You can get it into the right spot. Make sure he doesn't use it. Sometimes he'll use it early, like on the edge, and hit nothing. So I highly recommend turn off the auto attack on that and manually cue those sandstorms. I think can be really, really nice. He's gonna be bursting through the upgraded stone gates. It's funny, they call them stone gates, but they look rather wooden. I guess the gates do have stone on them. That stone wall, that's a little sus here, I'd say, guys. What do you think? I guess there could be stone underneath, right? It's just covered in wood, right? That makes sense. That checks. Okay. It's gonna be a forward Migdol. Now we're at Age 3. We got a Scarab, also can go to the front line, tank some damage up. But we're seeing a rather diverse army here out of the Norse. What is that going to be? We've got heavy Huskarls, which are good against archers. You've got the raiding Cav, also good against archers. And then we got some throwing axemen on the back line. Rock giant on the front. Rain's coming in, and he does have some farms. Now, Age 3, nice time to use this. He still could have been out there some elks if he wanted to, but it's easier just to empower, stay at home, do this. But look at this, guys. We talked about this earlier. Like, he didn't use his Age 1 God Power until 12 minutes in, right? But gonna be nice. In this given scenario, his opponent's turtling back. He's got the map control. He's kind of got his economy in his hands. Rain actually starts to be, pretty nice. No pressure going on here. Doesn't have to worry about being out here getting raided, which could be happening, as you can see right here. Scarab breaking through the stone wall. Look like he's going to advance, but not for now. Wonder what his next move is going to be. It's going to be an age up to the 4th age. Horus. So going to have the Avengers. He's going to have Tornado available. And with how compact Miniyeti has played, Tornado actually could be rather impactful here. We'll see. Raiding Cav, though, could play a role in this. Look at this. They go target this gold mine, which they likely will. You typically can just check the gold mines when you're playing against Egyptians. That could be pretty impactful. See if he does it, though. He might just run through. We also can't be for certain that he has scouted it. Oh, boy. I don't know. He might have. Oh, he hasn't yet, but he might check it. Let's see. He might. Oh, my gosh. Does he not see it? Kid Claw is so lucky. He is so lucky that raid did not come through, because that would have been pretty bad. 18 villagers could have been up for grabs there. Okay, now, is he actually not aging yet? What's going on? This thing gummed up with an upgrade or something. He just now started the age up. So I don't know if that was a mistake. He had too many villagers queued up before it or what. But just now getting that age up starting. And we can see a lot of throwing action built up. But look at this. It's going to be an age 4 move with Vidar as well. So both players going to be hitting age 4 roughly the same time. Norse actually going to be a little bit earlier, and I would say with a lot better economy. So Ra kind of staring down a better eco, faster teched Norse player. Tornado here could be really impactful, though. Let's see what happens. The age up comes in. Huskarl's on the way. Of course, kind of nullifies anything you might do with chariots or even the slingers. The slangers. Maybe build a wall. Okay, he knows. Okay, don't want that to happen again. We'll be ready for this. Don't forget, Hailstorm is available, as well as, I guess, Eclipse. Haven't seen Eclipse yet. Man, this Norse army looking pretty strong. Freyr is back on the menu, huh? Is that what we're seeing here? He's almost there. Another few seconds in Vidar. Vidar is the nuclear inferno wolf. If you weren't sure, you'll be seeing, or it's not, it's Fafnir's. Oh no, it's Fafnir's the dragon. That's the god power. Nuclear, that's the technical term. Nuclear inferno wolf. He needs to be careful because that god power right now would wipe out his front forward base as well as his army. He's got to have a hunch it's coming. You would think. Oh boy, but he might not react fast enough. Gotta see if he uses it. He's got line of sight. Does he use it right now? He's gonna save it up. But you gotta know it's there. This bad boy. He uses the hailstorm. Does he call it in? Is he gonna use the wolf? For now, saving it up, and that might be the smart move. Gonna kind of delay needing to use it, forcing his opponent on the retreat. Hailstorm. Also got Fafnir on that front line. A lot of villagers up for grabs there. Taking a lot of damage. Loses several villagers right there. We also do see H4s here. Avengers. Is that Tornado? There's a tornado in there. Tornado! Migdal. Taking damage, but as you see, Tornado, not even enough to take out a Migdal stronghold. These things are tornado resistant, as you see. Taking out a lot of units, though. Man, that was just a messy fight. There's a hailstorm, there's a tornado. Let's see if he uses his, Whoa, oh my gosh! The Fafnir, we missed, where was it? It was at home. So while all the chaos was going on, Inferno went off at home, but survives. He has a citadel, so able to survive that. I have no idea how these farms survived. Maybe he rebuilt them already, most likely. But when the dust settles, Egyptians pushing up. We got a number of Avengers on the front line. Very good against a rather melee-heavy opponent here against Miniyeti. But we see there's Yodi on the back line. Specialized at taking out the myth units, and they're doing so pretty easily right now. It's gonna be holding that. Ooh, takes a lot of damage from that exploding scarab, but holds. We see a town center expansion here. Town center expansion going on right there. Is Miniyeti wholeness? I mean, look at the score difference right now. It shows Miniyeti in a pretty strong position. We already see that Mythic Age God Power being used by both players. Man, looking to be in a nice spot. Also sitting on 128 to favor. I'm just wondering, can Ra get it done here in the end game? We see some ballistas being trained up for some siege. I can't help but think he'll start trying to raid from the south side as well.
Yo.
Oh my gosh. Jan Racecat, you told me I'd get to cast a Ra victory. What are we watching here? We didn't sign up for this one. They're gonna think I rigged this whole thing. They just never win. Why can't they win? It's not over yet. It's not over yet. He's gonna pull it back. 3 ballistas taking in that front line. Not looking good for the Egyptians there. Southeast side, we got villagers getting in the action. They got their shanks out. Yeah. Gonna be trying to take out that settlement, and they do take it down. But there's champion Huskarls, not to mention Herser, and we do have a champion throwing Axemen. We're taking that fight down. Villagers, though. Yeah, they're gonna be getting in there. Chariot's going for a little raid. Avenger, spin the win, but I'm not sure it's gonna be enough. He's gonna lose those chariots to tower fire. Avenger, though, smugly marching. Look at him. He's very smug. He uses both arms when he walks, this guy. There he goes. Avengers on the dwarves on the back line, trying to do a little something there. Meanwhile, the Norse army moves forward on the south side. Miniyeti taking the victory over Ra. Oh, man. I just one time I want to see Ra win. But unfortunately, Today is not going to be the day. Miniyeti showing you how dominant he is with Freyr, bringing it out. Very, very precise turtle to town center, holds just fine, and walks this thing across the finish line. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this classic game today. If you did, hopefully you subscribe to the channel, and maybe we'll catch a raw victory in the near future. But today is not that day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.